welcome to Ikate's Crossing. Okay, we're doing this only 10 mass market decks. Hashtag from Garden Goddess Tarot and Rose Honey Ritual. And oh my, how can I choose just 10 tarot decks? Impossible. Impossible. I know lots of you have already done this hashtag, which has been really cool to have a look at different people's thoughts and opinions and what decks different people are drawn to for different reasons. Anyway, I struggled with creating 10 decks. So what I've done is I've done a little bit of a sort of a bonus section at the end. But let's begin with the first tarot deck. Okay, the first tarot deck, and it's the deck that I still continue to use 23 plus years later. I'm still using it, and that's the Native American Tarot. Absolutely love this deck. Sorry, it's all got, there's lots of reversals in it because I'm always using Native American Tarot deck, US Games, been around for a very, very long time. It was the first tarot deck that actually made sense to me, that I actually read. It is quite soft. And its keywords, the Minor Arcana does have keywords on it. It is an easy deck to read straight out of the box. Once you've got an understanding of the Major Arcanas, the Minor Arcana, and once you've got an understanding of the court cards, I really feel it's a deck that feels quite easy to read with the images. Okay, if you're reading with the images, I love it. It's one of my favorite decks, definitely my mass market top 10. So, number one. Let's put these to one side as we move through them so that makes it easier to move. Okay, another one is the Merry Elf. I love this deck and I love reaching for it. This is the first edition. I didn't get the second edition, I just got the first. I love the artwork. I love that this is a deck that you can continue to study. There's so much to learn from this deck. This is a deck that has so much in it. And you can continue to learn it, continue to read with it. It's just so much. And so this is one that I'm continually reaching for, not just for client readings or for myself, but also to learn, to study, to dive deep into a card. So have a look at it at a deeper level. I love it. So definitely a must deck. Okay, Santa Muerte Tarot. Again, another deck I just always feel drawn to use. I love it with the Santa Muerte Oracle and the Santa Muerte Lenormand as well. So I love using those three decks together. So really, really cool. Love it. Love Santa Muerte. Okay. Okay, another one is the Starman Tarot. I love the colours, the imagery. Again, it's a deck that you can dive deep into with the images. I love the colours. I love this deck. Absolutely. Find myself reaching for it quite a lot when I'm just doing readings for myself, when I'm reading for others. I love it. Absolutely love this deck. Right, let's have a look. Next, I've got the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. That's the only sort of witchcraft tarot deck, or pagan tarot deck that I've sort of got. Now, I like using this with any of the witch oracle decks, but the pagan linen man it looks really good with. So yeah, I love this. Silver Witchcraft, Low Scarabeo. Love the images. Love the messages that I get from it when I'm doing a reading for someone. Absolutely love it. So within that theme, I actually think, like, I find myself loving the Universal Celtic as well. I find myself reaching towards that with the Silver Witchcraft, the Universal Celtic. It sort of gives me that same sort of energy there, which I think is quite cool. Okay, absolutely love. Now that brings me to the Fairy Lights Oracle as well. Another deck that's sort of a little bit different, a little bit unique in its imagery, its messages. I love it. Slightly different. Yeah. And then the last one in here is the Epic Tarot. Again, a deck that's a little different. It's got different titles, different court cards. It is a little bit unique, and I love that. I just love the imagery. Love the connections. Love the, like, when I talk about these decks, you know, and I talk about them, that they give different themes, different ideas, different energy about them. Okay, so I've got the Romantic Tarot, which I really enjoy sort of diving into with the different cultures and things within the Romantic Tarot. Now, I know it's sort of a love deck, a romance, relationship type energy, but these cards produce so much more. It is quite a cool sort of, very sort of Rider-Waite-Smith type energy, but with a bit of a twist when it comes to relationships and things like that. Now, last one here is the Tarot Deck of Heroes. Now, this is my sort of my masculine type deck. I think it's very, it gives us sort of a masculine, male energy. Now, I use this deck, a lot of times I'll use this with the Gods and Titans by Stacey DeMarco. So, yeah, very, sort of the Deck of Heroes tarot. It gives you that real sort of masculine energy in a way. I love it. Absolutely love this deck. So I find myself being drawn to this for relationship questions and as well. So quite deep in that respect. So anyway, that's it there. Okay. So that is basically the decks, the 10 decks. Okay, so that's the 10 decks, 10 mass market decks, right? That I've shared with you. Now, I have a little bit of a extra here. Now, I only got the Siddhartha Tarot recently, so I haven't really dived into it yet. even though I've used it a bit for readings and that, I still got a bit of work to do with this deck. So that's my sort of my extra deck that I sort of like. I really like the artwork, I like the messages it's giving so far, but there's still a lot for me. It's not something that I constantly grab as yet. Still something I'm sort of working with in some way. Okay. Now, a couple of things. There's 3 categories. These are my extras. Okay, I love Tarot de Marseille styled antique decks. Okay, so I do have the Tarot de Marseille, Ancient Italian, and the Spanish Tarot, and I do want to get a German deck, and maybe the one JJ Swiss Tarot as well. I do want to get one, decks from different countries in this style. Okay, so that's my, and I do love that. I do love the pip decks. I haven't got a lot, but that's, not mass market anyway, so that's it. Now, the other thing I'm absolutely loving, and there's a few more in the collection I actually want to get at some stage, but I haven't got around to getting them, of course, is the Insight publishing ones with the pips, like the Alice in Wonderland, Supernatural, Labyrinth, and Hocus Pocus, which was stuck in there. Of course, Hocus Pocus, and then of course Lord of the Rings. So that little collection there, that's my sort of collection decks, and I want to collect. There's a few more decks in that collection I wouldn't mind getting and sort of adding to it in that way. Okay, and the last one is by the decks by Jane Wallace. Now, I've got the Magical Nordic. Then I've got the Crystal Power. Do have the Oceanic. And the Moon and Stars. And I do have her Angel deck coming, and I do want the Mythical Goddess one as well. So like I said, I want Jane Wallace's decks. They are pips, but they've all got keywords on them. I think they're really cool decks to read straight out of the box. And so that to me is like one collection, basically. So that's the bonuses that I've added on. So I did the first 10, and then these are my sort of selections, is your Tarot de Marseille styled decks. I certainly want a few more. Being very selective in that case. Definitely like the TV series type decks, movie type decks, TV series movie type decks, which I want to get into a few more. And Jane Wallace's, like I said, I've got the Angel one now coming, and then the Mythic Goddess one, the new Mythic Goddess Tarot as well, to add to that selection of decks by Jane Wallace. I like the colours that Jane Wallace uses in her decks. I like the keywords, the ideas. It just gives you a sort of another platform, especially when you sort of have a blank moment. And we all have those moments when we go blank when we're doing a reading. So I just find those keywords and things can just give you a little bit more. And not having just the pips and not the scenes on the minor arcana, and just using the keywords does sort of allow I find myself sort of opening up to more. I don't know, I just love it. I love pip decks. And the characters, it doesn't, So anyway, that's it from me. Really quick look. I didn't want to dwell on for hours with all the decks. I just wanted to show you really, really quickly. I mean, there's a whole lot more. I could have gone on and on and on. Like Ciro Marchetti's decks. I do have the Gilded Tarot and Tarot Decorative. There's so many amazing decks out there. And this is just a very small example of what's available. So yeah, so the first 10 and then the bonus section for that there. Okay, so that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.